Welcome Scorpio to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 10th of June for the Ascendant, Sun or the Moon. On the screen now is your event chart right at the start of the week. The big takeout is the position of your two rulers. Mars, your traditional ruler, moved late last week onto your 7th house cusp. The 7th house can be excellent if we want to be more combative, take on challenges, set our boundaries. If we're single but we'd like to meet someone, be more proactive, and it's going to be in your 7th house for the next 6 weeks. Where Mars can be more complex on the 7th house cusp is around existing relationships, particularly as it clashes with your other ruler, your modern ruler of Pluto, which is on your 4th house cusp, which is very much about home, emotion, family, environment, security. If there's a challenge as you see it, if you feel someone's not tuning into you, the chances are you could be much more easily triggered at the start of this week. And also Venus, the planet of relating, which is in the part of your scope to do with where you're most deeply invested, very scorpionic in a way, clashed at the end of last week with Saturn, the planet of limitation, in your sector of romance. Now, it's possible that a close romantic relationship is not at the centre of your thinking at all. But we all have some relationships, whether it's with the people who serve us in the local corner shop. We're interacting with people. And if you feel unheard at the start of this week, your response can be much more feisty. But then with astrology, sometimes it's not what we do, it's what other people can invest upon us. So just be mindful that someone can give you a furnace-like response at the very start of this week. And because Saturn is in the part of your scope to do with your self-expression and where you can express your talents, and is squaring with the Sun at the start of this week, you may feel that you're not getting the financial rewards or recognition for your talents, and that could burn you up with a sense of injustice. But Mars in the 7th house can also be good, I feel, in a way, to do some kind of sport where you can do it with another person, such as badminton or squash or tennis, where you're having, or table tennis, where you're having a direct competition. If you want a more cerebral challenge, it could be chess, for example. Think about those things, because that can be a great way to have some challenges over this upcoming period. But the gathering of energy in Gemini is still very much about transformation. At the start of the week, Saturn is the objection. As we go into the week, Mercury merges with the Sun in a cazimi on Friday. You could have an absolutely brilliant understanding and delve into a situation in a very penetrating way, which you have a gift for, but you can do it with aplomb on the back of that combination. It's just that that also coincides with the quarter moon in the sign of Virgo, which of course can be about precision itself. It's too ruled by Mercury, just like Gemini. So what we have at the start of the week is the 5th house energy challenging 8. By Friday, it's the 11th house energy challenging 8. House 8 is where we're devoted, it's where we're invested. It can be to do with long-term finances, can be to do with intimacy. But the 5th house is what we want from the equation. The 11th house is how we connect to others. But then, as the week draws to a close, Neptune in house 5 goes into a square with the Sun, Venus and Mercury in house 8. This is complex stuff. You may find yourself drawn towards someone that really has quite a powerful aura. Maybe someone sees that about you, and there could be quite a connection in some ways, perhaps in terms of an energetic connection, but you need to be mindful of what's truly right for the transformation you're going through during this very intense Gemini season. It is going to give you a lot more information and knowledge, but if you can flow with the change, that's good. But having Mars and Pluto at the start of this week, both in fixed signs, if you resist something or want to impose your will only on your terms, that need for change and to be flexible could cause a lot of tensions if you can't flex. Have a great week, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now.